Hi, I'm Dr. David Myers. I'll be your instructor for Introduction to Ethics. The course runs from 25 August to 15 October, and it is very accelerated. And for that reason, please pay attention to this video. I will try to answer any questions that you may have concerning the course. We're going to go over the material in D2L. I'll give you my expectations, and well, we'll just get ready for you to start. The course starts Monday. It's Friday right now, and I'm just getting ready for the upcoming semester. I have your course all mapped out. Now, the first thing I think you should probably do would be to go online and open up D2L. Obviously, you've already done that if you're if you're watching this video. Sorry, it's been a long summer. That being said, what I'd like to do is go over the course, and specifically to go over the syllabus. So you go into D2L. Hold on, I'm trying to do something here. There we go. Just trying to make the make it go to half a page. But at any rate, go to D2L and open the syllabus up, and let's take a close look at that. First of all, fall semester, 25 August, 15 October. I'm your instructor. I'm not going to read everything off of this. You guys are more than capable of doing the bulk reading, but the course description is there. The prerequisites, there are none. Critical thinking, ethics, ethical and civic responsibility. Now, here is where we really need to look closely at the material. Methods to assess competence. This is how I determine what your grade is going to be, or actually how you determine what your grade is going to be. First, required reading. This is your textbook. Thoreau's Ethics, Theory, and Practice, 11th edition. If you have the 11th edition, marvelous. If you have the 10th or the 9th edition, you can still make that work. You'll just have to be careful with the pagination, but other than that, the books are very similar. If you got this with the package, the My Thinking Lab, and you're wondering, do I really need it? You don't need it, but it's very useful. One thing you can do with it is, for instance, download the text in an audio format. You can, as you're driving to and from class, you can actually listen to the material. Yes, I will count that as accomplishing the reading. But anyway, required reading. This is an accelerated course, which means you're going to have to race to keep up. The class starts the 25th and it ends the 15th of October. I mean, my goodness. And you're going to have to read chapters, 1 through 12. There's 16 chapters, but you're not going to read 13, 14, 15, or 16. You can, if you have the time, and you can turn in a synopsis of those chapters for extra credit, but chapters 1 through 12 are going to be challenging in this period of time. Now, reading philosophy, and make no mistake, ethics is a branch of philosophy. Reading philosophy is different than reading any other kind of text. You're going to have to read each chapter several times if you're going to really grasp the material. And even then, you may not completely grasp the material. I have recorded lectures for each and every chapter, 1 through 12, and you can, I encourage you to watch those, do the reading, watch those, and keep up on the discussion boards, and that should help. But the reading's tough. One thing that annoys me is when students begin to complain about the reading being tough. You're in college. This is a 3-unit class, and of course the reading is tough. It's philosophy, whether You were prepared or not for. A lot of people think it's an easy option, and indeed, you're going to discover that my systems of grading and testing are not as challenging as they would originally appear. But the reading is tough, and you have to keep up with it. That's all there is to it. The exams. There are 3 exams that you will be taking during the course of the class. Those exams are tough. Make no mistake, they are tough. However, because they're tough, I have prepared practice exams. You can take these practice exams as many times as you wish until you're prepared to take the actual exam. Now, the good news is the practice exams, what you see is what you get. Um, there's an exam for each chapter, and fortunately, um, the questions on the practice exam are the questions on the regular exam. So there's not going to be anything that you haven't already seen. That's the good news. The bad news is that there are a lot of questions, and then not all of them are going to be on the exam. So you don't know which ones for sure are going to be on the exam. The other thing is, I worry because I want you to enjoy this class. I want you to get something out of it. This is a useful class. Um, and if all you're worried about is how you're scoring on the exams, you're not going to be able to enjoy the course. And so, guess what? There's extra credit. If you tank an exam, absolutely blow it. Say you get a 30. Say you don't listen to my warning. You don't take the practice exams, and you think, goodness gracious, this is the toughest exam I've had yet. Guess what? There are mechanisms for you to raise that score all the way to a 70. And we'll talk about that when we talk more about extra credit. But don't sweat it. The tests, each test is worth 10 points. So the tests are 30% of your grade, not an overwhelming percentage. There's a writing project. There's a term paper. It's due the 13th of October. We'll get more into what I expect on that when we talk about the writing project. But this is another large project. It's worth 20 points. Reading's worth 10. Your exams are worth 30. Your writing project is worth 20. You've got exercises for review questions that you'll be doing with each section worth 15 points, and discussion boards worth 15 points. And so those are the methods that I use to assess competence. I've already told you the textbook. I've shown you it's Thoreau's Ethics, Theory, and Practice. And again, older editions will work, but you will need to verify the pagination for the assignments. Proctor. There are no proctors required for the exams. That means that each of you is on the honor system, on your honor to complete your exams without your notes or any other materials. You may use your book. I know I said any other materials, but I'm talking, it would be so easy for you to do the practice tests and print them out and use them. That's not allowed. This is an ethics class, so I expect you not to cheat. You're on your honor. You can use your book, but you may not use your notes or anything else. And let's see. Discussion questions. What you're going to do for section 1, and each section, by the way, covers 3 chapters. So section 1, you're going to be doing any 2 questions from chapter 1, from chapter 2, from chapter 3, and from chapter 4. That means you've got 8 questions due per section. Now, 1 sentence answers, 2 sentence answers, 3 sentence answers, they're not acceptable. You need to put some thought and some effort into this assignment. That's all I'll say. I'll be making comments when you turn them in, and put your heart and soul into this. This is for you. You're going to get something out of this. It should be 3 to 4 pages, per assignment. And if it's less than that, you need to take a hard look at it. Grading, A, B, C, D, F, and it's standard. For an A, it's 90 and above. For a B, it's 89 to 80. A C is 79 to 70, and so forth. Course schedule. It's going to work something like this. As stated above, the course is divided into 3 sections. There is an examination for each section. Each test will be open for a 7-day period. I just found my first mistake in the syllabus. It says each test except the third will be open for a 7th-day period. I'll fix that. But each test will be open for 7-day period. Monday through Monday. It opens, Monday at 12 a.m., at midnight on Monday, and it closes at 11:59 the next Monday. I do this so that you will have ample opportunity to take the exam. You may not be available if I make it for a Monday or for a Tuesday, but you have 7 days, which means you have opportunity to take the exam. So please don't contact me and say, I didn't have time, because you have time. You have time to take the exam. Also, if you wait until 11 o'clock on Monday night that it's due and your computer crashes, I am not going to have a lot of sympathy. Don't wait until the last possible minute to take your exam. So at any rate, the first exam, 8 through 15 September. That's just 2 weeks off before the first exam opens. The second exam, 22 through 29 September. And the third exam, 6 through 13 October. 13 October is a Monday. The class ends on Wednesday the 15th. And so you've got to take them as scheduled. Again, if there's a reason you cannot take the exam on a scheduled date, or you wish to complete the exam or assignment early, contact me. I know that some of you will need to be done before you can begin a practicum, and I will work with you in this capacity. But you got to contact me, which brings me up, let's go back. At the top of the syllabus, you have my email address, right there, david.myers@ntcmn.edu, and you have my cell phone number. Now, I expect you to contact me if you have questions or concerns. One thing that students often will, when they do call me, they wait until the last second, and it's like, Mr. Myers, I'm sorry to bother you. Well, let me tell you, you're not bothering me. You pay my salary. My time is your time. If you have a question or a concern, you feel free to call me. Now, all I ask, read D2L first, because it will answer almost all of your questions. But if you still have a question or a concern, you give me a call. I guarantee you I'll take the call. The only time I won't answer my phone is, I go to bed about 9:15. I'm an old man. And I get tired. If you call after 9, I probably won't return your call until the next morning, maybe if I'm up. The other thing is, don't call me on Sunday between 9 and 12. I mean, I'm at work. That's my regular job. I'm the minister, and I'm preaching at that point. And so call me on Sunday after 2. But other than that, my time is your time. Call me. 218-308-0841. You'll get me. And again, email me, call me, whatever you need to do. But my time is your time. All right, let's go back. And we have looked at the schedule for the exams. Term paper is due on Monday, 13 October 2014. If you do not turn in a term paper, you fail the course. Regardless of how well you have done up to that point, you must turn in a term paper. And it has to be it can be early, but it cannot be later than 13. I've got to get them graded, and the end of the course is Wednesday. And so, it's got to be by midnight on Monday. That being said, let's look at the rest of your assignment schedule. By the end of the testing cycle, the work needs to be done. So on 15 September, you need to have read chapters 1 through 4, and chapter 1 through 4 discussion questions are due at that time. So your 8 questions, and you need to have your discussions posted on the discussion board. Don't wait until the night that they're due. Other students can't respond to them. You need to make one original posting and respond to 2 other postings to get credit. And if you wait until 11 o'clock on the 15th of September to turn them in, then students aren't going to be able to respond to it. And so keep up with it. It's not hard. Here are the rules. Don't put a one-sentence post that says, I totally agree with what you said. That's not going to count. It needs to be well thought out, but other than that, I don't make you cite references or use a format. I want you to go through and comment on something in the section that jumped out at you. For instance, if you find utilitarian philosophy to be really fascinating, then make a comment about it. What I don't want to see a lot of is, the reading's so hard. The reading's hard. We get it. We all get it. It's a philosophy course, and most of you have never had a philosophy course, but you can make it through the reading. But comment. You also have to read the posts. If you make 3, you're not going to get the full points unless you've read the vast majority of the posts. And that's just how that goes. So you need to read the posts, all of them that you can. I'd like you to read all of them. What I do to grade them is I take into account that some of you are going to post at 11 o'clock at night, and I don't hold that against the rest of the students. So I discount the very late posts. But other than that, you need to read in order to get the full credit. So there you go. Term paper 13 October, 15 September, 29 September, and 13 October are the dates that the section work is done. And again, term paper 13 October. Reading report is due also on 13 October. Got to turn in, you go to the Dropbox, you'll fill out just a quick note that said, I state your name, have completed blank percentage of the reading. So if you tell me you completed 100% of the reading, that's 10 points. If you tell me you completed 30% of the reading, that's 3 points. You get what you tell me you got, but be honest. Most students truly are. I did have a student several years ago file a complaint because the student was upset. They said they completed 20%. And I gave them 2 points, and they actually wrote to the dean, I should have lied, and then I would have gotten full credit. And the dean was not sympathetic. I'm not sympathetic. And now I make sure to tell you the points are what they are. All right, that is the syllabus. Go back to the course in D2L. Go to course information, and under there you'll find the syllabus, and under there you'll also find a short biography of myself. Click on the assignments and you'll find the instructions for exercises for review, instructions for term paper, instructions for discussion board, instructions for examination, instructions for required reading, and instructions for extra credit. It's all there. That's why I say read everything before you call. But let's look at the term paper, for instance. When I click on it, it tells me you will be writing a term paper. The topic is up to you. It can be anything in the realm of ethics, say from the ethics involved in archaeology to the ethics of keeping a zoo. whatever is interesting to you. Some of the more common topics include cloning, gun control, legalization of marijuana, etc. The only topic that is off the board is abortion. Over the last 15 years, I have read at least 1,000 papers on abortion, and I simply can't take another. Anything but that. Topic is up to you. You don't need to clear it with me, but it needs to be broad enough that you'll find enough information, but narrow enough that you won't get buried. APA format. I've got a couple of links right here. Between 7 to 9 pages, title page, abstract, bibliography, not counted in the total pages. You must include at least 3 in-paper citations. Use at least 3 references, not including your textbook. I have included a copy of a properly formatted APA paper. Now, this is an opinion paper. You will present both sides of the issue, then you will give your position, supported by the foundational systems that you learned. Remember, it's not enough to simply believe something. You need to know why you believe it. And there you have it. I think I've outlined the course fairly specifically. Again, call me, but read D2L first. It should answer any of your questions. I've prepared practice exams for you and video lectures. And so also the course PowerPoints that I use in the lecture class. I'll also say, if you live in Bemidji and you would like to come to one of the lectures, this course is Thursday night at the Tech, and pop in, and you're more than welcome to sit there in the lecture. I've never had a student that actually did it, but I always make the invitation. Have a great semester. I look forward to working with you. Bye-bye.